You wake up with a feeling, and you decide it means something. You decide it deserves attention. You decide it should influence what you do next. That decision is where most people fail, not loudly, quietly, consistently, and without resistance. Your feelings are real. They exist. They move through you whether you like it or not. That does not make them useful. Feeling tired does not reduce the work required. Feeling unmotivated does not cancel obligations. Feeling overwhelmed does not pause time. Reality does not adjust itself to your internal state. It never has. It never will. You were taught to listen to how you feel. You were not taught to question whether those feelings deserve control. That gap costs you years. Most feelings are reactions, not signals. They are noise from an undisciplined system. Treating them as guidance is how you drift. You do not need clarity to act. You do not need confidence to move. You do not need comfort to execute. You need function. Feelings rarely provide it. When you say you are not ready, what you mean is you are uncomfortable. When you say you are burnt out, what you mean is you avoided structure. When you say you need time, what you mean is you want relief. Relief is not a requirement. It is a preference. Your feelings fluctuate. The task does not. The deadline does not. The standard does not. If you wait to feel capable, you will wait forever. If you wait to feel aligned, you will age in place. Discipline does not require agreement from your emotions. It operates without consent. Most people negotiate with themselves. They bargain for easier terms. They delay in exchange for comfort. Every negotiation weakens authority. Every exception becomes precedent. You do not rise or fall based on how you feel. You stagnate based on how often you obey it. Feelings are temporary. Consequences are durable. The world does not reward honesty about your internal struggle. It rewards output. It rewards reliability. It rewards consistency under pressure. No one tracks your intentions. No one logs your emotional effort. Results are the only record that remains. You can explain your feelings endlessly. Nothing changes. You can feel deeply and still fail completely. Depth does not equal progress. The task does not care if you are inspired. It does not care if you are understood. It waits until done or ignored. Most people mistake emotion for insight. They assume discomfort means danger. They assume resistance means stop. Often it means proceed. Growth feels inefficient at first. That inefficiency creates emotional friction. That friction gets labeled as a problem. It is not a problem. It is a signal that you are outside habit. Comfort feels smooth. Comfort feels justified. Comfort feels earned even when it is not. Comfort is the fastest way to preserve the version of you that no longer works. You are not required to like the process. You are required to complete it. Your feelings do not determine your capacity. They reflect your conditioning. Conditioning can be changed. Feelings follow later. Most people reverse that order and wonder why nothing moves. You do not need to feel strong to act strong. You act, and strength appears afterward. You do not wait for discipline. You perform it until it becomes default. There is no emotional state that guarantees success. There are only behaviors that produce it. Feelings try to personalize difficulty. They tell you this is unfair, specific, or unique. Difficulty is generic. It is evenly distributed and indifferent. When you treat your feelings as exceptions, you exempt yourself from standards. When you exempt yourself, decline begins. Standards are not cruel. They are clarifying. You either meet them or you do not. There is no emotional category for partial compliance. Feeling stressed does not mean you stop. It means your system is under load. Load is where systems are tested, not avoided. You were not designed to feel good while building something demanding. You were designed to adapt. Adaptation is uncomfortable. That is not a flaw. Every time you stop because you do not feel right, you train avoidance. Avoidance strengthens faster than skill. Soon, feeling wrong becomes your default excuse. Excuses do not need to be false, they only need to be effective. Your feelings are effective at protecting you from effort. That is their bias. They evolve for survival, not achievement. Achievement requires override. Override is not violence, it is control. Control is deciding that action happens regardless of mood. You do not ask yourself how you feel before brushing your teeth. You do not consult emotion before showing up. You execute because the action is non-negotiable. That logic can apply elsewhere. You just refuse to extend it. Most people want their feelings respected. They confuse respect with obedience. Respect means acknowledgement without surrender. You can notice discomfort without kneeling to it. You can feel resistance and move anyway. That capacity is called maturity. It is not glamorous. No one applauds emotional restraint. They notice results later. Your feelings will tell you that tomorrow is better. Tomorrow feels safer because it does not demand action yet. Tomorrow is a lie that feels polite. Action today feels rude to your emotions. It interrupts them. Interruptions are necessary. You are not your feelings. You experience them. They pass through. You remain. When you let them dictate behavior, you shrink your identity to a mood. Moods change. Character should not. Character is built through repetition under imperfect conditions. Perfect conditions are rare. Imperfect ones are guaranteed. Waiting for alignment is a strategy for people who want progress without friction. Friction is the price. You pay it now through effort or later through regret. Regret lasts longer. Most people believe their feelings are special. They are common. Fatigue, doubt, boredom, irritation. These are not insights. They are background noise. The mistake is treating noise like instruction. Instruction comes from standards, not sensations. Standards do not fluctuate. They do not wake up tired. They do not need validation. They sit quietly and wait for compliance. You either align with them or you explain yourself endlessly. Explanations do not move metrics. You do not need permission to act when you feel off. You need resolve. Resolve is not loud. It is not emotional. It is the quiet decision to proceed without debate. Debate is where momentum dies. Once you start asking how you feel, you invite delay. Delay invites decay. Decay is slow. That is why it feels armless. Years disappear this way. You will never feel consistently ready. You will never feel permanently motivated. That is not a defect. That is the human baseline. Those who progress accept this early. Those who struggle keep arguing with it. Your feelings will always offer a reason to stop. They are creative that way. Discipline offers none. It simply continues. If you want a life governed by outcomes, you cannot allow feelings to hold veto power. They can comment. They cannot decide. Decision belongs to standards. Action belongs to you. Everything else is decoration. Comfort ends here. No sympathy,